Job ads are up by 42%. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian.heise here, and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. I have my evening stein of coffee, and I thought we'd have a look at the job advertisement data that's just been released by the ANZ earlier today. Now, it's gone up by a lot. I will bring up the chart here so we can see. It's actually gone up by 42%. Now that may sound very impressive, but this is a valuable lesson in the journey up from a decline is a lot harder. It is a harder journey, particularly if you make a significant financial loss on an investment and you hodl it, you hold. You've got those diamond hands. The journey back up to success, to previous returns, can take a very long time. Now, before we jump over, or we go through the PDF from the ANZ, let's jump over to trading economics, and we can see just recent changes. So last month in May, the forecast from trading economics was negative 40%, and it was actually 0.5%, so a very slight increase. This month, the forecast was an increase of 0.8%, and the actual data was an increase of 42%. So 42% more jobs than the previous month advertised with the methodology that ANZ look at. So, that's some good news. It still isn't anywhere near previous levels. It's still 44.6% down from last year, but it is an improvement. That is a sign of greater confidence. Greater confidence, but would have to say, an improvement in conditions. So ANZ Australia job ads rose by a record 42% month on month in June, but remain down 44.6% year on year. ANZ job ads rose by a record 42% month on month in June, dwarfing the previous record monthly increase of 17.7% in February 2010. Week-to-week movements were positive as well, showing consistent improvement throughout the month. This is not overly surprising, given that the pandemic restrictions continue to ease across most of Australia during June. Well, today we had the New South Wales and Victorian border closed. People were even trying to get across the border, getting out as fast as they can. What do you think that's going to do? Stopping any movement between... Well, not really any movement without a permit between Victoria and New South Wales. That may have a dent to our economy. Seek noted that the strongest growth in Seek job ads had been in the hospitality and tourism sector. This is a good sign for at least some of the 381,000 workers in accommodation and food services and arts and recreation who lost employment between February and May. Despite the rebound in June, ANZ job ads were still 41% lower than they were in February, before the pandemic began to impact the labour market. After an initial bounce, we expect the recovery will be a lot slower. There have been a number of recent large-scale layoffs announced across a wide range of sectors, including travel, retail, media, consulting, and education. This is why the article we looked at today about the booming property sectors, and they were talking up the sunny coast. And don't get me wrong, the sunny coast is nice. When I was a kid growing up in Victoria, we'd go there for holidays several times a year. But they were putting their hopes on retail, tourism, and education. Retail, tourism, and construction. Now, construction, sure, if it's government work. But other parts of construction are taking a hit. And the rise in new pandemic cases in Melbourne and return to lockdowns in several postcodes also pose a risk to the pace and timing of the recovery. See, that hasn't actually materialized in this data. So we can see here, everyone, that 42% increase, and we're barely, we haven't climbed back 42% of where we previously were, have we? Probably even, maybe just a third. Here we can see we're now sitting. So the jump is from 62,000 to 89,000. And previously we were at 136 in March. Let's say in December it was 152. These are the seasonally adjusted numbers, so they take account of any of the spikes in Christmas and those areas, the holiday period. So we can see here job ads in relation to other indicators. Unemployment rate is on the left-hand side, and the ANZ job ads is on the right-hand side. So as the percent, or the job ads, percent of labor force inverted, okay, and the percent here, we can see that as one goes up, or the fall in job ads goes up, the unemployment rate goes up. So essentially, the less job ads you have, unemployment follows. I mean, look at that. That's sharp there. Because you advertise when you're looking to take more people on, when you're confident about the future. This is probably one of the more useful indicators of business confidence, business and conditions confidence. So ANZ job ads and ABS job vacancies, we can see there they track pretty well. There's the ANZ job ads, and there's the job vacancies. I mean, there you go. Look at that plunge. We'll have to see how it adjusts. So ABC job ads during downturns. And this was the 90s recession. Okay? They were down, what, at 60%. Here we suddenly, boom, we already hit down 60. Look how quick that was. Here's the GFC when we weren't in a recession. Is it going to keep going up? Will job ads return? Or are the lockdowns going to have more of an impact? So, what else do we have here? The ANZ job advertisement series uses a concurrent seasonally adjustment methodology to derive the seasonal adjustment factors. Okay, so this is the technicalities. I will link to this here if you would like to read through it yourself. Then an important notice about it. And there we go. There we have the latest job advertisements data from the ANZ. So, I mean, it's improved. That is good news. It is improved. It is still down 40% on a year-on-year basis, and we're only just entering into the beginning of this recession. We still have all of the interventions into the market. We still have JobKeeper propping up a lot of zombie companies, keeping people employed. We're still only at 89,000. So year-on-year, we're down 44%. We were down 59. In April, we were down 62.3%. These are some big numbers. These are some really big numbers. We'll have to see, everyone, where this goes. And let's have a look. 2010, 139, 174, 166. And think about it, our population has grown since then, everyone. Australia's population has certainly grown since 2010. And what are the jobs up? We had a peak in 2018 of 180, 86, 81, 84. Do we ever have 200,000? No, we never do. We never do. And look at that, we're about a third of what the peak was. Here's the trend estimate, percent change. And on a year, I mean, we're down 40%, 48%, negative 56%. Negative 30% there. So these numbers are not looking that brilliant. But this just shows you, a 42% increase. Could this be, you could argue, could this be the beginning of a V-shaped recovery? Because we'll have to see it here if it's going to manifest in other parts of the economy, in job advertisements. Or are people going to do everything they can? It depends on who you talk to and what game you are. Some people in construction, they're flat out, they're busy. Others are doing a bit quiet. I think people are going to prepare and see how things go. Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. Have you been advertising for staff? Are you having trouble finding people, like some are claiming? Because we're hearing all the other articles about unable to find jobs. I'd argue that's to do with unable to find experienced people, or people willing to do the jobs. Well, we had a viewer mentioned in the comments. It's advertising for housekeepers. Remote WA. 6 applicants. I think 5 of them were terrible. One was good and wanted to do it, but wanted to get paid cash. There you go. As always, let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. If you're a fan and want to support the content I create here, there are a few ways you can. You can join the channel on YouTube or Patreon. You can use any of our affiliate links at Amazon, eBay, Independent Reserve, or Kucoin. You can use Gold Pass from the Perth Mint, or support us via PayPal. Thanks everyone, have a great night, and I'll see you all tomorrow.